Hello, welcome to Trust Life. I wanted to do two today because I didn't do yesterday and that one was pretty important, and this one is pretty important too. They're all important, but when we get them in little bits, it's really cool. I am open to new and wonderful changes. So as we think about changes, and especially based on the idea that the universe is friendly, it brings to mind, I saw on my Facebook feed this morning, a cloud over Mount Shasta. And I think Mount Shasta's in California, but this cloud was cylindrical and it was elliptical. And it had this cone in the middle of it. And I've never seen clouds like that before, but in the last week I've seen two or three, and it's always around Mount Shasta. And I don't know what kind of cloud formations those are, but they're really, really cool. And it suggests to me that, and I've lived 62 years and I've seen a lot of clouds. But there's some things happening in our world and with our earth and with our whole evolution. There's some really cool things that are happening. And yes, we could look at the universe-friendly piece and say, yeah, it's a crazy place right now. This world I want to go back to normal. But do we really want to go back to normal, what that was before? There's lots of things. The feeling of safety, yes, I'd like to return to that. But we can put that into our hearts and our souls in any moment, just on a breath as we practice. The feeling of expansion that's happening in this world, because there are forces in both directions that are happening. And as we expand and we step into the places of, do I want to be in a place of restriction and contraction all the time, or do I want to be in a place of expansion? And this world right now is making us absolutely choose. Do I want to live in fear, or do I want to live in fully expanded love? And as I look at those clouds and the way that they're cylindrical and they're very, very purposefully shaped, it's quite interesting. They almost look photoshopped. And I might post them, if I can find them again. I might post them and somebody's going to go fact check and tell me if they're photoshopped or not. But the concept of full expansion, the world expanding, arising, evolving into something that's even more magnificent than what we have now. And all ancient history books, scriptures, ancient history, all talks about this time of expansion and evolution and full change in the whole universe, the whole world. So we're in it. We're in it right now. It's very exciting. So Louise says, I am open to new and wonderful changes. Wonderful changes coming. And we're in the middle, and wonderful changes right now in the moment. We can create those wonderful changes in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, and let our soul emerge, that soul that is so beautiful and already magnificent. There is so much abundance in this world just waiting for you to experience it. If you would know that there is more money than you could ever spend, or more people than you could ever meet, and more joy than you can ever imagine, you would have everything you need and desire. If you ask for your highest good, then trust the power within you to provide it to you. Be honest with yourself and others. Don't cheat, not even a little. It will only come back to you. The infinite intelligence that permeates all says yes to you. And when something comes into your life, don't push it away. Say yes, yes, yes to it. Celebrate, receive it. Open yourself to receiving good. Say yes to your world. Opportunity and prosperity will increase 100-fold. So it's interesting what time we're in and how the world travels through the universe. And we just came through an eclipse, didn't we? Last night, the whole night was full of a lunar eclipse, a blood lunar eclipse. Who here was feeling a little bit scattered and out of sorts for about 10 days before it? Me. I didn't look like a mess, but I felt like a mess inside. I felt like everything was just shifting and changing. And I felt a lot of anger. I felt a lot of grumpiness. I felt a lot of fear. And as I received it, now as I understand what to do with that when it comes, as I received it and felt it and tried not to put it on to other people, sometimes I was pretty successful. Sometimes they got the edge. But as I knew what was going on in the world, it's like the weather, right? We knew this eclipse is coming up. We can see what's happening in the movement of the whole planetary systems, and how, I mean, if the moon can pull tides in the oceans of the whole world and make them rise meters and fall meters, and we are full of water, all of these movements of the universe and the movements of the planets and the stars, they have an effect on us. And I asked, and I know really nothing about astrology. There are lots of people that know a lot about it. But as I've been watching this and tapping into some of the people that know lots and lots about it, and in my simplicity and my wanting to begin to understand, because when you feel out of sorts, sometimes it's nice to be able to put a reason for it. So they said to me, it's like understanding the weather. And I live on a farm and I have lots of horses and I'm in and out all the time. So understanding the weather is absolutely critical to me, especially at teaching horseback riding skills and teaching into the late evening in weather that can be unpredictable. I'm constantly on my phone when I've had horses that are hot and sweaty and wet, looking at what the temperatures are going to be tonight, because I need to know how to protect and care for those horses in their hot, sweaty bodies. Do I put a big blanket on them? Do I put a little blanket on them? Is it warm enough for them to go out and just let them dry by themselves? In the summer, it always is. In the winter, it's not. So as I look at what's happening in the weather, which I cannot control, I then know how to manage myself and my environment, which I can control. So as I think about the astrological events, and now think about how I feel today and how I have felt in the last 10 days with the knowledge that this eclipse was coming up, it's kind of cool. Because I, like I said, know nothing about astrology, but with the knowledge that these people gave me about how that's going to impact, then I understood that as I was coming up towards this and the whole planet was shifting and the moon is changing, I understood that the things that were coming up from me were coming up to move out. And as I received them and I slept more and I cared for myself and I tapped a lot and I cried and I felt my anger, but I didn't point it on anybody. I just felt it. I'm really angry. Oh, what am I angry about? Oh, I'm angry about this. I'm angry about that. But I just felt it and allowed it to move. Today, I feel wonderful. I feel really, really cool. And so it's really cool to be able to see and connect with our whole existence here on this planet. We're traveling through space. And we're in this space where our planet is evolving upwards into something spectacular. We don't even know. And as we receive that magnificence and receive the magnificence of who we are, who you already are, as we receive our own magnificence, what does Louise say? I haven't actually even read this. I did. Yes, I did. I'm open to new and wonderful changes. Say yes. Yes, yes, yes to the universe. When I'm working with my riding students and they do something great, I say, put your hand in the air, and they kind of go. I say, get it up there. Push it up there. Say yes, 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 and celebrate. Celebrate with our full body and full emotions. Those little tiny things, because those little tiny brush strokes are what paint our masterpiece of our life and our full existence. Namaste. I love you. Have a blasted, beautifully blessed, wonderful, blastful day, whatever that means. I'll see you again shortly. Bye-bye.